Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. I am Adanna Combie, and we're just about 7:47 a.m. So if you're getting to school and to work for 8 a.m., remember that you only have 13 minutes, but you must drive there safely, get the children off to school safely, and yourself to work. No speeding on the nation's roads. Take your time and get there. All right, we continue conversations this morning, and right now we're speaking with Mr. Dedan Daniel, and he's the chairman of the Reforestation and Watershed Rehabilitation Program. And this morning we're talking about a public consultation on the use of the Courland Heritage Park. Good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to you. Good morning to you. Morning to your viewers, everyone online.
Right. It's a pleasure to have you here this morning. And you know, we're talking about the Courland Heritage Park.
Yes.
And for clarity, let us just identify where that area is so people will know exactly what we're talking about.
Okay, so the Heritage Park is just opposite the YMCA. There is that area that has been demarked as a standout event that happened there yesterday. That is the Rainbow Triathlon, Cup Triathlon. That is the area that we is usually held. So that is the Heritage Park.
Right. So we're having a public consultation.
Yes.
In terms of the way forward in using that particular area.
Yes.
So tell us about the consultation and what we can expect from it.
Okay, so one of the expanded mandates of the Tobago Reforestation and Watershed Rehabilitation Program is green space management, and that area has been entrusted for us for management, or I should say a co-management arrangement with the Division of Forestry. And so one of the things that we sought to put in place is a public consultation on the use of the park and also a user fee as it relates to the use of the park. We have had a situation in Tobago for, I would say, far too long, where our public spaces are accessed freely, used freely, abused freely, and we need to put a stop to that. So part of the reason is to encourage people to come out and enjoy the green spaces that we do have for recreation, for religious purposes, for different purposes really, bring families together, engender community spirit and all these things. So having people to come out to use this space requires our management framework and also a management fee. So as the Bible said, money answers all things. So part of the thing is to decide on what the management fee is going to be. We have proposed out to us to what the fees should be. We want to get the views of the public, whether it's the people who are environmentalists, who are residents, business owners, opinion formers in the community, all these to come together in a forum that is at the Black Rock Community Center so that we could discuss the plans that we have, also to elicit the views, because we thought that in moving forward, we must, as a necessity, get the view of the public to impact what really comes out at the final policy as it relates to the user and the fee policy for the park.
And you know, you said something earlier. You spoke about the fact that people access these parks free of charge. If you know you decide you want to have a picnic, you just pitch a tent and you camp out there, you have your picnic, you do whatever. Yeah. And sometimes waste disposal.
Yes.
You know, you mentioned that we abuse the spaces that we use for free. And you know, when you don't pay for something, then you don't know how it get there. You don't know the investment that was put into it. And so we abuse these things.
Yes.
And so it's a very good idea having a fee there, because at the end of the day, somebody has to clean it up.
Exactly.
Somebody has to maintain it. So we look forward to how the conversation is going to be formed where that is concerned, not just waste management, but also there are things people might want to have, like a bonfire. Yes. What are the things that are acceptable in those spaces and stuff like that are some of the conversations, I suppose, will come up from the consultation as well.
Yes, because that area is an environmentally sensitive area. It's a great place where turtles nest. Lighting would affect the turtles. Fires, as you mentioned, could affect them. So we need to have some guidelines and a framework for how the park is going to be used, right? And also how it will be accessed and who accesses it at what time, and all these things will be formed as part of the public consultation. So, like I said, we really want to get because we don't have a monopoly on the ideas, so we want to elicit them from the stakeholders so that we could form something that is mutually satisfactory to all parties involved.
Yes, because I mean, you might have your framework and sometimes you might omit something. So
yes, indeed.
It's a call for the stakeholders to come out. Those of you who might have interest in using the park and you want to have your voice heard, the consultation is taking place this evening.
This evening, 6 o'clock sharp at the Black Rock Community Center. We're going to have a team there from the forestry department from Tobago Reforestation, we just call ourselves for short, and so that we're going to be discussing with persons. So I'm really asking for business owners, residents, opinion formers, community groups, religious groups, all the groups that have intent on using the park and who currently use it.
Adventure seekers,
sporting organizations like we had this over the weekend with the Rainbow Cup. For all the people who use the park to come out and let their voices be heard and let their views be part of the policy going forward.
All right. So there's a call there for all stakeholders and all persons who are interested in using the Courland Heritage Park to come out this evening from 6 p.m. Let your voice be heard. You don't want a policy to be formed and you had no input and then at the end of the day make a fuss about it. So this is your opportunity to let your voice be heard, let your opinion be heard and registered and recorded so that when the policy is formed, you can hold the organization accountable.
Certainly.
Because of course you had the opportunity for your voice to be heard. Remind us again, day, time, space.
So it's at the Blackrock Community Center. It is 6 p.m. this evening. We're starting on time, and we want all and sundry to come out. We're serving refreshments. If there's an inducement.
Maybe that's an incentive.
So you could come out and partake of the event and really make your voice heard. So we call on everyone, not just people who live in the vicinity, but surrounding communities to come and let your voice be heard.
Excellent initiative there by the Reforestation and Watershed Rehabilitation Program. Very, very good initiative, inviting all the public and persons who are interested and stakeholders using the Courland Heritage Park and maybe other parks in the future. So even if you're not in that vicinity, you're not interested in using that specific park, something might come up again in the end, you know, in other areas. So you might want to be a part of that conversation as well, just to hear, get the ideas and also to let your voice be heard. So come out this evening, 6 p.m. at the Blackrock Community Center. We've been speaking with Mr. Dedan Daniel, Chairman of the Reforestation and Watershed Rehabilitation Program, for the public consultation that is taking place this evening at 6 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we end the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, but we don't end our programming here. We head on over to Tobago Notes and then on over to GMT. So stay with us. And as you stay with us, of course, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live.
Share the live.